There she is. Welcome back. Well, 44 females will be diagnosed with breast cancer every day this year. It's a startling statistic, but one Australian music legend is doing her bit in the hope of finding a cure.
Kate Ceberano has been an ambassador for Breast Cancer Foundation for the past 2 years, and she's here with us now. Hello, darling.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Very happy to be
Talk
here.
to us about this cause and why you've been a part of it for a couple of years now.
Well, I enjoy being a part of the group because it's such an ambitious and aggressive group. They get so much done for research, but they also invite the community to get on board, and they do it in such a positive way that our attention is not on mortality but more on living and life and surviving, which, by the way, I brought that for you today because I wanted to also amplify the fact that breast cancer is not only a female condition but it also is a male condition.
It totally is.
So we wanted to just make sure that people in this month, when we're hosting these pink ribbon breakfasts, I don't know if you've heard of them.
Of course.
But that the blokes can get on board as well. You know, have a barbie or, you know, go out surfing with your mates, paint your boards pink, do whatever you need to do. But just let's get on board, and they make a difference. They really do.
As we were saying in the ad break, and that's a good point, but we'll come back to the female thing, but for guys out there as well, don't forget that Julia Morris's husband, a great friend of all of us here at the network, her husband Danny, you know, had male breast cancer a couple of years back, survived it, got through it, but it can happen. Don't just poo-poo the idea.
No, and look, in actual fact, I love their goals. Like, they have 0 deaths by 2030. That's their plan. So they're going hard. They're going for 2 million on this particular quest. Again, with people like Julia's husband, I have also in my own family survivors. They're living well and they're living their lives. You know, being in rock and roll, one of the reasons why I got on board is that if you count the amount of women in rock and roll that we've had who've been affected by cancer.
That's true, actually.
Right? Think about it. There's Chrissy, Kylie, Renee, you just name Olivia.
Yeah.
I seem to be an anomaly amongst them, in fact. So just that statistic is so alarming, I felt compelled to be a part.
Well,
what
good
do
for you.
Let's keep it that way.
I've been just touch wood.
Yeah,
well,
touch
and
wood.
also, exactly, I have availed myself. Chrissy Amphlett left us with a legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Touch myself.
Good for you. And exactly. And the good thing about being here in Australia, the positive is that we are making enormous inroads in terms of research and prevention, which is key, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's got to do something to do with the fact that the public are so rallied behind this particular group. I mean, when we do any of those, you know, any of the events that have pink ribbon attached to it, be it in football or getting families in out cricket. I know, it's amazing. So I think we're a great community and we are making these amazing inroads.
Now, look, let's get back to your career for just a second here because we have a crack team here. Now, you got your first big break on a talent show when you were 15 years of age. What is the story behind that?
Because my auntie, I used to sing for her To Serve With Love. And
one of my favourite songs of all time.
If you wanted the sky, I would rise across the sky in letters.
Hello.
And she would sit there in the kitchen. She said, you know what, like, we've got to get you on the telly. And so she put me on television. I was actually 14. I lied and said I was 14. You meant to have been 16. And Jimmy Hannon had a show.
Jimmy Hannon.
Search for a Star.
Is this it?
Molly Meldrum, it's probably got some glimpses.
Some
That's
in it,
me and my lovely pink ribbons right there. Putting him out for a good cause.
Look at you.
Oh, I've never been more awkward in our friendship than just now.
Anywho, and there you go. So a career was started from a very simple and naive gesture, actually.
And when you think back to that, I mean, did it just light a flame? Did you just go, oh my God, this is where I meant to be?
Do you know what I thought? Suddenly there's something in this world that I can do because I was crap at everything else at school. And I honestly felt there would be no hope for me. I'll be left along the sort of fringes, just sitting there half sleepy and half dopey, never awake.
Aww.
And then I woke up singing. And that was it. That was the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you about Pash, one of your songs.
Yeah, good.
A lot of guys like to discuss Pash with you, don't they?
But look, it's a good Aussie word. I mean, that's the thing about that song, is that we think about it as being your hit song, but that's such an Aussie word. What's the story behind it?
Great lyrics.
Yes, I really love to speak in tongue. It's pretty cool. I actually was working with an American at the time, and I was trying to explain some of the colloquial terms that we have. And I was saying how pash was such a nimble word. Pash on, pash off, pash with, did ya, pasha. You know, like, and he was trying to get his head around that. And so I said, you know what, this is just asking to be a song. But in fact, it was inspired by my teenage experiences of Westfield Shopping Centre.
Yes.
Who didn't have those?
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
Under the neon lights.
By the Wendy's.
You know it.
Oh, girl.
Brashes, actually. It was the bottom of the
Brashes.
escalators next to Brashes.
So that was the heavy hitting spot.
Oh, well, so there you go.
Well, it's gone down in history, there's no doubt about that. Now, speaking of pashing on, you and your...
Pashing off,
you
pashing with.
you and your lovely husband, Lee,
Yes.
you've celebrated a milestone anniversary.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both
Knocked
agree.
up 20 years.
In fact, we can't hardly believe that we've made it that far. Of
course you can.
No, because...
You guys are amazing.
Oh, there's my
There he
darling husband. He's... Look at us. Oh, that hand slept with that hand for 25 years. Don't you think that's cute?
When you put it like that.
Yeah. Next to that hand, rather, not with that hand.
Of course.
Does sound
Well,
so.
keep it clean.
My husband and I are best friends, and we laugh like you. I know Lisa and David. They just literally hang out and laugh, and we see the same things as we're seeing it. Like, for instance, did you see this person said blah blah? You know, and we'll be on two sides of the world, and we're both exclaiming on the same conditions.
Synergy.
Yes, it is. So that's everlasting.
Now, you do so many
Congratulations.
things, but
Thanks.
can you please check your hand and tell me what you're doing next? Because I know you've written it on your hand.
Actually, my tour manager, because he knows I don't like to promote myself very often, right? But I'm on the road at the moment.
So,
Look,
turn it around, put it on this camera here. I'll just hold the hand up to that camera there.
Can you see this one? This
Oh,
one,
no, there.
this one.
Now we're
Okay,
playing
there-
hand camera. Oh,
Look
God.
at the cameras.
Hand tennis.
Okay,
are
I am
you
a
doing?
fart in a bottle. It's impossible to track me down, but there you have it.
Yeah.
I'm out with Paul Grabowski, actually.
Yeah.
Gorgeous,
He's like the professor of jazz in the country. He's really the god. And we're having the most delightful time just singing pure, unmitigated love songs. We'll be in Sydney on the 22nd and Canberra on the 23rd, tells me here.
Nailed it.
And your anthology
You're
album.
such a pro.
Anthology album.
It's still going.
It's still going great, and
The best.
loving music and obviously. But can I also, just as my parting goodbye and hello, David, congratulations on your show. You are an absolute legend, and we love you from your musical industry and from you and I being in New York 30 years ago.
I know, right?
Wow.
Two little jazz bunnies when we thought nobody wanted jazz or cabaret, and look at us now.
Look at us now we're on telly. You can register to be a part of the Pink Ribbon Breakfast by heading to pinkribbonbreakfast.org.au and go see Kate with Paul anywhere in town, Sydney and Canberra.
We
Come up
love
to
you,
see her.
Kate
Love you, darling.
Ceberano. Lovely to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.